Here's a segment from a recent Gun Talk radio episode. You can listen to all the Gun Talk radio podcasts however you tune in, or check out guntalk.com for more. Line 5, Franco's with us out of Iowa. Hey, Franco, you're on Gun Talk. What can we help you with?
Tom, first of all, I was listening early, and I take offense that if you remember, I drive by Brown Ells twice a day, 5 days a week, and that's where I saw my Tavor bullpup. I heard you. Anyway.
I'm still not a fan. I can't help it. I'm just not a fan.
Well, have you shot a Tavor?
Actually, I have not.
For CQB, it's not like as if I'm going to have anything like that. Heaven forbid.
Right.
But you said it. It's cool as all get out. And
I get that. They're cool looking and all that. But also, because I shoot left-handed, I look at those, most of them, some of them are convertible, but a lot of them, they're not shootable left-handed. I got 45 seconds for you. I'm sorry, but go with it. Talk to me.
Question, I want a Henry rifle in 357 because I have a revolver in that. Would you wait until after the election because it's a lever action? It's not a semi-automatic. It's not. I'm thinking it's not high on the list, but would you? I got to find one first. But would you wait and make sure Trump won, or would you get one now? If I could
imagine
find one?
this: if Biden gets elected, everybody will buy every gun they can find for as long as they can find them, and it won't matter what type. You won't be able to find anything anywhere. Biden has promised to confiscate guns. I don't think they stop with semi-autos. I think they try to get all of them. When they say that you can't have a gun in your home if you have kids there, they mean that. I believe them when they say we're coming for your guns. Hey, they can put Beto in charge, right? Well, this is very interesting. I'm going to spend a little time with you today talking about Joe Biden's stance on guns. And it's not going to use conjecture or what I've heard. I am looking right now at his website, joebiden.com/gun safety. You can go look it up. You can follow along with me. joebiden.com/gun safety. Okay? This is why this is so important. This is why this election is so important. You remember what happened in Virginia about a year or so ago? Bloomberg came in, spent a bunch of money, got a bunch of folks, Democrats elected in the legislature, people who promised to do gun bans. Gun owners kind of were asleep on the deal, didn't get out and vote. The Democrats took over control of the legislature. They did exactly what they promised the billionaire gun banner Bloomberg that they would do. They enacted a whole bunch of gun control laws in Virginia. Now they are smothered with these restrictions, these loss of their basic rights. If we don't vote this year, if we don't vote 30 days from yesterday, we could lose a lot. We could lose a lot of our gun rights. Okay, let's just go take a look. The Biden plan to end our gun violence epidemic. Now, let's see. Gun violence is going down. Gun crime is going down. Murders are going down, but they call it an epidemic. So that's our first big lie, right? Let's see. Very first thing. Hold gun manufacturers accountable. They want to get rid of the Protection of Lawful Commerce and Arms Act. They want to make gun manufacturers responsible for the misuse of their perfectly safe, highly regulated, non-defective product. You make a product that worked exactly as designed and it is safe, and somebody go out and misuses it, and now you're held responsible. You wouldn't do that for Ford or Chevy. You wouldn't do that for baseball bats or anything else. Understand, this is a part of the plan to basically drive them all out of business and stop gun making. Next point, get weapons of war off our streets. The ban on assault weapons and high-capacity magazines that Biden, along with Senator Feinstein, secured in 1994. Wait, what? Yes. Joe Biden was the lead in the Clinton gun ban of 1994. The so-called ban on so-called assault weapons. Also, they want to ban the manufacture and sale of assault weapons and high-capacity magazines. So ban the manufacture and sale of semi-automatic firearms and their magazines. regulate possession of existing assault weapons under the National Firearms Act. Gee, what does that sound like? That would be, oh yes, your semi-automatic firearms would be regulated as machine guns. $200 tax, 1 year waiting period before you could, it probably ended up being a 5-year waiting period to get them registered, during which time you probably couldn't use them. And now they would be registered under federal law. Next point, buy back the assault weapons and high-capacity magazines already in our community. So one, they want to make them registered as machine guns. Then they want to confiscate them, calling it a buyback. And then they want to have a law, this is number 3 here, reduce stockpiling of weapons. In order to reduce the stockpiling of weapons or firearms, Biden supports legislation restricting the number of firearms an individual may own, or may purchase, rather, to 1 a month. So you could only buy 1 gun a month. If you've been trying to find a matched pair of something for many years and then you find them, you can't buy both of them. Keep guns out of dangerous hands, another subcategory. The federal background check system, National Instant Criminal Background Check System. They want to have the so-called universal background check. Require background checks for all gun sales. In other words, you couldn't sell a gun to your buddy, which you could do now legally without going through a gun store. It goes on and on. Let's see. Reinstate the Obama-Biden policy to keep guns out of the hands of certain people unable to manage their affairs for mental reasons, which President Trump reversed. You will remember that under Obama and Biden, they ordered the Veterans Administration to take action against any veteran who said he or she had someone else managing their financial affairs. And the action they took was they reported them to the FBI, and they got those people listed as prohibited people, and they could never in the rest of their lives own a firearm because they answered on a form that they had somebody else handle their financial affairs. That was the Obama-Biden policy, to strip American veterans of their right to own guns for life. Trump came in and said, no, that's wrong. We don't do that to our veterans. We already have a law. It says if you are adjudicated mentally incompetent, then you can't own a gun. So if you want this to happen, then you need to go to a court and have a judge rule that you are mentally incompetent. But you can't have a bureaucrat sitting behind a desk at the Veterans Administration who then turns you over to the FBI and adds you to the list of prohibited persons. And they're really proud. The Biden people are very proud. Reinstate the Obama-Biden policy, doing this to American veterans. Here's one that I had not expected. Close the hate crime loophole. Never heard of that. They love the term loophole. Whatever it is they want to do, they call it a loophole. Biden will enact legislation. Wait for this one. You'll love this. This is the hate crime. Actually, I call it the thought crime law. Will enact legislation prohibiting an individual, quote, who has been convicted of a misdemeanor, not a felony, misdemeanor hate crime, or received an enhanced sentence for a misdemeanor because of hate or bias in its commission. In other words, if you commit a crime, but you're thinking bad thoughts, if you commit a crime not because it's like I beat somebody about the head and shoulders, or, I raped somebody, or I did something to someone, but that's one crime. But if you did it because of bias or race or thinking bad thoughts, that's the thought crime. You would lose your ability to own a gun for life, for a misdemeanor. It goes, wait for this one. Some of these are sneaky. In the online sale of firearms and ammunition, this is all part of the Biden plan, the gun control, gun ban plan from Joe Biden. It's on his website, joebiden.com/gun safety. In the online sale of firearms and ammunition, but that's what the headline says. But it goes further. When you read it, it says Biden will enact legislation to prohibit all online sales of firearms, ammunition, kits, and gun parts. You need a sling? Nope, can't do that. You need a magazine? Can't buy it through the online. You need a bolt or a screw or a stock? Nope, can't buy it online. What's that about? Why would they do that? They simply want to demonize. They want to make sure you can't do these things. 866-TALK-GUN. There's more there, of course. You can go and look it all up yourself. JoeBiden.com/gun safety, which is gun control, which is gun bans. It's interesting how he is so proud of his role of leading and passing the 1994 Clinton gun ban.